So as I'm standing there in the urinal, literally, this is crazy because this is just something that's so you and me. I'm literally standing there holding my, okay, can't say that on the radio, but I'm peeing and I am thinking about what it means to be a friend. So I was like standing there and this all came flooding all in the time while I'm peeing. And I'm just like, you know what? If today is one of those days where not a lot of people call, let me say this out loud. Is that my hope for men, guys, dudes, is that you have a friend that is tantamount to what Spanish and I have. And what I mean by that is like what we talk about, what you and I talk about, both from a depth of conversation level, but just an understanding. Like here's why I thought about this is I text you on a Monday, I don't hear back from you on a Thursday. And we've established last week and then just a last break that part of the reason you're not texting me back is your own sort of feeling around embarrassment. Yeah. That's what you said. I'm not putting words in your mouth. But basically what you said.
Shame.
And I get that. And I understand that. I'm not mad at you. I don't judge you. There's nothing that you're going to say that is going to make, and this doesn't lessen anything that you would say, but as your friend, as your true friend, I understand that. Sure, I would love it if you text me back because I just enjoy our conversations and our banter. But as I'm sitting there and I'm just like, but I get it. I totally get it. You're going through your journey. I'm going through my journey. My journey's got all sorts of other stuff. It's different stuff, but it's stuff. But then I was just like, man, I've got you and two other dudes in my life that mostly the measurement stick is if I need to, I can call you and we can go deep. Mm-hmm. We can go deep about if I'm having issues with Tanya or I'm having issues with my life or work or whatever, and I just need somebody to talk to. I trust that you, Spanish, will listen. You won't judge, and you'll take it as deep as I want to go, as far as I want to go, or not as deep as I want to go. And then I think the flip side of that is that you know, and I believe this in my core, that you know the same about me. Mm-hmm. That if you've got something, we'll go as deep as you want or not as deep as you want. And both of them are okay. Never a moment of judgment, never a moment of like, oh, this guy's off his rocker. Yeah. And we've said this before, is that when you're talking about your meditations and you're seeing yourself as an ancient warrior, but dude, I'm down. Let's go. Let's have that conversation. You know, let's put it on YouTube, which we did.
Why not?
Why not? But this has all happened in the however long it takes me to pee because I have prostate. That I was sitting there and I was like, man, that would be a wish for me, for the people that listen to this show, especially the guys, is that you just have a friend that you can lean on, a true guy friend. Because I think another thing we've isolated on this show is that we can have friends with women, and that's a different energy because it's a feminine energy. But just guys, man, a guy that like knows, like the guy hug. When my dad got diagnosed with cancer, and I was with my brother-in-law, and my sister-in-law gave me a hug, and it was great. But then my brother-in-law gave me a hug, and there was a moment there as just two men who just understand what men go through to just live on planet Earth. And I was like, man, that would be a hope for me to people listening to this show, but that's done through the lens of you and me, of the relationship that you and I have because we're friends.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
That's a lot to unpack. I didn't mean
that
to.
was
just
great.
That's a lot happened in the bathroom.
It did.
It really did.
Are you okay?
I am.
Oh,
I feel much better now.
Yeah.
I had to pee really bad.
Yeah, it's I used to think this was just a girl thing where frenemies, Mm-hmm. And the older I get, the more I see that the frenemies comes in all shapes and sizes. Mm-hmm. And I used to just be so open with myself and my energy. And now it's quite the opposite. So I do feel very lucky. That's not true. I am grateful that I, in the spirit realm or whatever, this is where I'm going to go.
Okay.
To now down this path.
Totally.
When we are just energy, when we're not in these physical bodies, I'm glad that you and I are close enough in that realm that I was like, hey, man, in my early 30s, I'm going to need you, dog. And you were like, yeah, I'll be there. But good luck on those beginning 30s, man. But yeah, I'll be there. But those first couple 30 years, woo, you got a lot to learn.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I do hope everybody finds that. They can experience that, just to be able to say wild stuff and be like, no, but you don't understand. I read it online.
It's gotta
Please
be
just let
true.
me finish the story. Please. And then you let me finish the story every time. And, that's interesting. And it's new. And it's a weird thing wanting to tell the truth, but still being like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I'm going to get in trouble.
Yeah, and what it's made me do, especially in the last few years of just going through my own personal stuff, and asking myself the question, or like, who are the friends in my life that when I'm going through something that I can call? And like I said, I have 3, and you're one of them. And what it also made me reflect on are all the people in my life, especially because, and we've talked about this before, but this industry of the radio industry that we were in, or that I guess we're technically in because we're on a radio station right now. But like all the people that when I left, I was like, oh, we have a good friendship, Whoopsies. Yeah, no, we didn't. No. We actually didn't. And like, we weren't friends. I thought we were, but then because it made me reflect on specifically the male to male relationship, the male friendship of the people that I've known in my life that clearly did not stand the test of time, that were like, oh, okay, well, I guess anytime I was going deep with you or trying to go deep with you or having some sort of connection, like it didn't reciprocate. And so all it does is actually gives a really nice A/B test to what a good friend looks like. So that's why when I was in the bathroom, I was like, man, that would be a cool thing. Like, and I believe even for, as I talked about at the beginning of the show, that spectrum of dude, there's the one side of the surface level only, and then the other side is a Buddhist monk, that in that there are plenty of dudes who have a friend that if they really needed, if something crisis was happening in their life, they could lean on. They may not know it. They may not have tested it. They may not have needed to, but something always rolls in life where it's like, hey, I just got to talk. I got to go a little deeper here.
Yeah. And it's so funny because, isn't that such a bittersweet thing? You get this hardship and it's terrible and it tears you down, but in return, you get some of the best friendships out of a handful. You get 2 or 3 ones where now forever you're like, oh yeah, I do have a support system.
Yes.
And I didn't even see it before. How lucky am I now that I get to see it and I get to be grateful for it in real time, as opposed to, showing up at a funeral and being like, I wish I would have told him how much he meant to me.
Oh, yeah.
But now I can't.
Because he's dead.
Yeah.